It's Sunday, February 15th. Happy Valentine's Day. It's the 45th day of the year, and we've got a lot to talk about, including some severe storms today in the lower Mississippi Valley that's going to be moving into Florida and Georgia tomorrow, all while the West Coast deals with rain and mountain snow. So, let's dive right into it. Starting with today's slight risk of severe weather down here from Houston over to New Orleans. I'm actually standing by for a live stream right now. By the time you watch this video, a lot of these storms might have already happened. But from Tyler to Houston, all the way over to Baton Rouge, up towards Jackson, we are going to be watching for a squall line of severe storms to race by tonight. We've also got a little bit of a flooding threat along with this, a little bit farther north up into Arkansas and Mississippi. But check out what happens as we go into the day tomorrow. We're going to see a resurgence of these storms. And we might even see some discrete supercells forming in front of the line tomorrow, specifically down here in Florida and Georgia, where we have a slight risk for places like Panama City, Tallahassee, Valdosta, Jacksonville, even all the way over there towards St. Augustine. Interstate 10 tomorrow is going to be a dangerous place. And Interstate 75 north of Orlando and south of Atlanta are going to be quite stormy and rainy. And once again, I actually do think there's a decent tornado threat tomorrow. Right now, we've got a 5% probability from the Storm Prediction Center. Wouldn't be surprised at all to see that upgraded to a 10% as we go into the day tomorrow. There's going to be lots of moisture out here. There's going to be some cells forming out in front of the line, which is going to allow them to take up more resources and become a bigger problem. Let's take a look at what this radar could look like over the next several hours tonight, around 8 p.m. when you're watching this video. We're going to have a strong squall line of storms moving into Shreveport in Houston. We might be live around this time, so make sure you're subscribed with notifications on. We do expect that damaging wind to continue all the way over to the Mississippi River by midnight. It'll hit New Orleans potentially tonight around 3 a.m., and then things kind of calm down a little bit. But tomorrow, that's when things get really interesting. We could see some of those storms popping up out in front of the main line, and we could see some supercellular activity, and we could continue to see a damaging line of storms with just straight line winds as well. So that's going to be something else that we watch. And look at this low pressure center behind the line of storms. You guys see this thing swirling around back here. Even within this, there's a marginal tornado risk and cold air funnel kind of a situation that could be happening around Birmingham tomorrow around 100 p.m. And then look at all that rain that goes all the way up into the mid-Atlantic. So yeah, it's going to be an interesting night tonight and day tomorrow. Once again, we're going to be watching for any storms that pop up out in front of the main line. Right now, the latest HR shows a pretty disorganized mess tomorrow. And if that were to happen, we're going to have less of a severe storm and tornado threat. But some of the models do continue to show the real tornado threat. And since we're talking about tornadoes, let's take a look at the nadir juice, son. All right, how long has it been since we've talked about nadir juice? All right, we've actually got some significant tornado parameter values making it up into the United States as a result of this low pressure center. I can't tell you how long it's been since we've seen this. Welcome to spring is all I've got to say. But as you can see here, we do have some ingredients in place for tornadoes as we go through the day tomorrow. But even outside of the tornado threat, damaging wind gusts over 60 mph are going to be capable of knocking down trees and power lines. If you're in Tallahassee, Gainesville, Savannah, or any of these places, please have a way of getting warnings tomorrow that will make you alert while you're out. All right, and then let's go over to the West Coast and take a look at this bad mama jama right here. Holy smokes, you see that swirl? We thought that other swirl was swirly. Now this one's swirly. Okay. This is a real storm getting ready to slam into the western side of the United States here. We're tracking a high-impact atmospheric river event that is about to slam into the Sierra Nevada with dangerous intensity. Okay, so if you live anywhere out here from Oregon and Washington all the way down to Los Angeles, this is going to be something that you're going to want to watch. This is not your average winter storm. The system is bringing what the Weather Prediction Center is actually calling extreme impacts to the mountains starting Sunday night. We're looking at snowfall totals that could be measured in feet, not inches. That's right, 2 to 4 feet generally, with some peaks getting up to 8 ft of snow. 8 feet of snow, y'all. That is 100% verified. Real as this banana right here. Okay, so the heaviest snow is going to kick in late Sunday, and it's going to continue through Monday, making travel on Donner Pass impossible. Don't even try. How about you over here north and east of Fresno with 42 inches of snow through Tuesday? Can we find anything above 50? I think there's a couple places that it will be above 50 here. I think I just found something right there. 50 in of snow. Are you plumb kidding me? And this is just through Tuesday. There's more that's going to come on top of this. So get ready for the snow. This is a good thing for the mountains up here. We want the snow to pack up, but there's people that are trying to move around up here, and that's just going to be impossible over the next couple of days. So make sure you're ready for this. And we're about to get so daggone deep into this, it ain't even funny. But first, let's shout out today's very awesome sponsor. Keeping up with the weather 24/7 takes a lot of energy. And honestly, if I don't get a good night's sleep, I can't do my job properly. That's why I'm excited to partner with Helix. Helix makes premium mattresses and bedding that are customized to fit your specific needs. Everyone is different, so they have a sleep quiz that matches your body type and sleep preferences to the perfect mattress. I took the quiz, and it matched me up with the Midnight Lux because I'm a side sleeper. Getting Helix has been such an upgrade from my old mattress. I used to wake up hot and in pain. However, now my Helix mattress is super comfortable and has the Glaciotex cooling technology, so I've been waking up cooler, better rested, and I haven't been hurting nearly as much. And the mattress was delivered right to my door in a Dagon box. And it was actually really easy to set up. I thought it was going to be a nightmare. I thought it was going to be the worst thing of the week, but it wasn't that bad. Since I switched to Helix, I've noticed a huge difference in how rested I feel whenever I wake up. It's made right here in the USA, and they have a 120-night sleep trial and lifetime warranty. So if you don't love it, they'll let you exchange it and refund you and all that good stuff. Right now, Helix is having their President's Day sale. You can get 27% off site-wide, which is a massive deal. Click the link in the description or go to helixsleep.com Ryan Howell to take advantage of that exclusive partner offer. Again, go to helixsleep.com Ryan Howell for 27% off. There's a link in the top of the description. Thank you so much, Helix, for sponsoring this video. Now let's get back into the forecast. And where it isn't snowing, it's going to be raining, right? And that's why we have a slight risk of excessive rainfall impacts around Los Angeles and Santa Barbara. This is going to bring about some pretty impressive rainfall rates with some of these storms that are going to be coming in from the Pacific. We're also going to have strong southerly winds of around 30 to 40 miles per hour. That's going to push that moisture right up against the coastal ranges, which is going to enhance the rainfall even more. So, if you live near a burn scar or in a low-lying area in Southern California, Monday is the day to be on high alert for rising water. And speaking of how high the water is, Mama, we could be talking about the creek rising pretty good over here in Arkansas over the next couple of days. We've got 2 to 5 inches of rain potentially falling from the Arlatex region all the way up towards Memphis. There's a pretty good hot spot there right around Little Rock where we're going to see a lot of rain. A lot of this is coming tonight and tomorrow, but we're going to see widespread rainfall totals above an inch all the way over to Virginia Beach and down into Florida, of course, as we're going to have that severe weather threat down here tomorrow. So if you're highlighted anywhere in the blues or especially the purples, be on the lookout for some isolated flooding problems. This doesn't look like a huge deal, but always be prepared. Speaking of always being prepared, look at how big this storm is. We've been talking a lot about the specific impacts down near the Gulf, but this is going to produce heavy rain all the way up there around Nashville, especially tomorrow, all across Kentucky, up into Ohio, And yeah, look at that. You guys seeing that little bit of sneaky snow trying to sneak into the mid-Atlantic up there into the northeast? I'm seeing some cold air damming on the eastern side of the Appalachian Mountains. And this moisture is going to run into that east of Pittsburgh Sunday into Monday. And it could drop some snow up here. Now, this is going to be tricky. Once again, this is in one of the places where it's so hard to forecast, but some of the models are showing some accumulating snow up here around Philadelphia, New York, maybe even Washington, D.C., and Baltimore, as we are going to have some cold air interacting with the top side of this storm that's causing all the flooding and the rain and the tornadoes down south. But before you get too excited, let me give you the reality check here. Some models have flirted with the idea of snow, which we can see here. This is the national blend of models, showing a widespread skiff of snow to a scoof at least. But as you can see, this is definitely looking like a nuisance snow and not a blockbuster. It's going to be one of those situations where this could happen while you're sleeping. You don't even know. This could be a very small deal. But on the high end of things, there might be a couple of places that actually get 3 inches of snow here in a short period of time, and that might cause some travel problems. So we're watching this. This is through Monday at 3:12 a.m. We could have 1.5 inches of snow on the ground in New York. So we'll keep an eye on this, but it's not really a high impact situation. In fact, the Weather Prediction Center is only giving us less than 20% chance of seeing 2 or more inches of snow in the big city. So I'm throwing it out there, but don't get your hopes up if you're a snow lover. Now finally, let's talk about the roller coaster ride the temperatures are about to make. Okay, for the middle of next week, expect a massive warm-up across the central and eastern US. We're talking about another fall spring. How many of these have we had? A couple. Okay, temperatures are going to soar up near 30 degrees above average, with highs in the 60s and 70s reaching well north into the plains and over into the Ohio Valley. Now, this is due to a massive ridge of high pressure, but don't get too used to it. If you watch closely here on this animation, you can see those big, pulses of warm air, right? There we go. Watch this. Oh, there we go. You see, and that's going to continue to happen, but watch this. Now we have cold fronts coming in behind that. And you see all that cold air that's trying to, dig back down into the eastern US. By the time we get to February 23rd, we're back with a trough in the eastern US, and we're back down into the 20s and 30s. So enjoy the warmth while we have it. Once again, I know I've said this a lot, but it's going to go away again. And with this next resurgence of cold air, we could be talking about another storm system, because anytime we get a bunch of warmth and then cold comes in to take it away, it almost always leads to a storm system, and we could be talking about severe weather or maybe even snow. But that's pretty much all the weather talk I have for you today. Make sure you got the notifications turned on for this channel, as we might go live tonight, maybe tomorrow. So leave a like on this video if you liked it, and I will see you in the next one. Goodbye.